This guy would know about the Lakers. He's Rick Fox, NBA TV. Rick, good to talk to you again. How are you, bud?
You too, Dan. I'm well.
Mike D'Antoni's still employed. Does that surprise you?
It doesn't surprise me. I think the evaluation of the direction of the Laker organization is ongoing. Based on the season, cleaning house would be a fast reaction to decision, but the patience is everything that I keep hearing from Jim Buss and Mitch about the direction. Mitch Kupchak is that they're not going to be rash, they're not going to be hasty in spending money or making decisions, and I think that's why you see a slower paced evaluation and results on whether or not to keep him or move him.
Franchise in better shape, Lakers or the Knicks?
Probably the Knicks right now because they're in movement. They're actually making moves. They have money, or they will have money similar to the Laker organization. They have Phil Jackson. I know Phil isn't speaking of coaching right now, but at the same time, though, he has an amazing track record, and I have to think that New York City is as attractive as Los Angeles. I know I personally love both cities. I've lived in both, but the Lakers right now seem.
Uh-oh. That was a walk-off there. Oh, no. I hear Fritzy. I can hear you through the glass going, what now? Is Rick back with us, Fritzy?
Rick is back.
Oh, okay. Dramatic pause there, Rick.
Sorry, there was a pause?
Yeah, I think you hung up or your phone.
Oh, no.
Your phone.
I gave a real eloquent response.
Oh.
I was just like, I was off running on. I was thinking, wow, this might be as smart as I've ever found it.
Did you like Phil Jackson?
Oh, most definitely.
But you can respect, but being around him.
Yeah. I did.
Not everybody else did?
Well, I can't speak for everyone else.
But what does he mean? What does he do? Like when you say, well, Phil's taking over. Now, I know it's not as a coach. Can he be as impactful with his ways of handing out books and being the Zen master? And does that work, do you think? Will that work in the front office?
Well, I think it has worked in the front office. A coach is a part of the front office. They're down, obviously, on the court executing game plans night in and night out, but they're in concert with the GM and the president and the owner, and they're a part of conversations. And he's been doing that for years, whether it's with Jerry Krause, whether it's Mitch Kupchak, Jerry West, who brought him to L.A. I mean, these are conversations and decisions and input that he's been doing for years. So he may not have had the title of president or GM, but quite frankly, I think his input and his wisdom around the game of basketball and building those teams was definitely highly taken into consideration.
He's Rick Fox from NBA TV tonight. The Mavs take on the Spurs. Game 2, NBA TV. Coverage begins 7:30 Eastern with the Autotrader.com pregame show, followed by the tip at 8 o'clock. Where would Greg Popovich rank if I said any coach, any sport, to run a team?
Oh, to run a team?
Yes, to be the coach.
To be the coach. I think he's in for top 5 of all sports. Currently, I mean, there's legends that have come and gone. Obviously, no longer with us. But like a Red Auerbach that's been incredible when it comes to running the team, both in the front office and as well as coaching. Phil has been, to me, the greatest coach. I'm biased from professional sports, but there's been Scotty Bowman in hockey. I just think Pop, to me, grows it in the level of respect from his peers who, quite frankly, have watched him for years now be as consistent and build a legacy in San Antonio that I admire, and I'm a Laker that competed against him and couldn't stand him.
But if I take the Spurs out of San Antonio and I put let's say I put him in New York or put him in L.A., and you don't know them as the San Antonio Spurs. You just see what they do, how they perform, the consistency there. Do we have a different take on – now, granted, Popovich, nobody wants any publicity on that team. Nobody takes any credit for anything, but let's say I put him in a different market, Chicago, New York, or L.A. do we look at the Spurs differently as not a boring team, or we don't want them to get to the finals because we've seen it before?
Oh, totally. Yeah, they're on par with the Lakers and the Celtics in that respect, in terms of the respect and the appreciation and the heralded reports that and media comments that we give those two franchises.
But nobody wants to watch them. Why is that they're labeled boring, Rick?
Because no one's been to San Antonio. I think if more people would plan their travels around visiting San Antonio like they do New York City or L.A., San Antonio, people would understand what San Antonio, the city itself in Texas, is all about a little more than what they do. And I think that's why it's easy to say, San Antonio, I want to watch that game.
And I marvel at him. Ginobili is one of my favorite players. Parker has been unbelievable. And Tim Duncan will go down in history as one of the greatest players of all time. You have one of the greatest coaches of all time. And you still have people say, God, anybody but the Spurs make it into the finals. And I'm thinking, would we say that in any other sport where you go?
I think it's.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's swinging though a little bit? I think it's swinging a little bit more to an appreciation for them. Like I tune in to watch San Antonio games now when I wouldn't have before.
An appreciation, though, is sort of, that's it doesn't sound like an embrace. It's like, yeah, I appreciate that. Right?
The next step, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, by the time Popovich retires and Duncan retires, then maybe we'll look back and go, God, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with you. And unfortunately, it would probably be too late at that point, because I don't know if another Tim Duncan is coming down the line in this game in general. But for San Antonio, and Tony's getting older.
Ginobili.
And Pop, Ginobili, the big one. You see the three of those guys on the floor at the end of the game, like they were in Game 1, and you see the turn of fate for the Spurs, and they actually come back in that game and actually win that. You remember they're great because of those three guys and what they've been able to keep together for so long with Pop. And you know that someday when they start to retire, Pop will probably actually say goodbye as well. And then the Spurs, you'll be looking at the organization and you'll be wondering, can they maintain that legacy of greatness?
The piece of memorabilia that you have in your house that I might be surprised at.
I have some Dave Matthews Carter drumsticks.
Carter Buford? Yeah, Carter.
Yeah,
okay.
Carter.
Carter's,
some drumsticks.
Carter's
Carter Buford.
Bad dude?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
What else? I have a bust of an ancient Roman warrior that my ex-wife gave me that she got. She considered memorabilia, and a sword from Japan.
That's different.
From a great warrior.
That's different memorabilia there.
Yeah.
What about sports-related memorabilia?
Sports-related memorabilia? I don't usually keep sports-related memorabilia around. Let's see what else. I have the championship basketball from the New Jersey Finals in my house. The series, the 2002 series. I don't think anybody knows I have that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mitch Richmond knows I have it because I gave him a high five and took it from him at the end of the game. He's been pissed about that ever since.
Wait, Rick, are you credited with a steal? You got the last steal of that series.
I got the last steal of that series,
wow.
And it's been negotiating for that ball ever since.
So Lakers, Nets.
How'd you drop it in my lap? It's like, I went for the high five, and you just handed it to me.
Can you give me a selfie of that basketball and send it to the show?
I sure will.
Yes. Okay. Before we hang up, Fritzy will tell you, to send it to us so we can put it on the website. All right, I'm going to leave you with this. LaMarcus Aldridge, Texas Longhorn. Ooh. I said to him, you're going to start a team that you're going to play on. LeBron or Kevin Durant, you have to pick. He got nervous. He didn't answer it, which means he answered it by saying LeBron.
Right.
In my opinion. Who would you take?
You're starting today.
Right now.
Right now, it's Durant.
Because of his age?
Because of his age.
Okay.
Also because of his, I just think he's developed into, and especially in this year, as lethal. We know he can score, but he's also rebounding. He's also defending. He's also creating for his teammates. When that stretch with Russell Westbrook went out, I saw enough to say that he could carry a team, same way LeBron has done it for now, 8-9 years.
Okay,
and he gets Durant. He just gets LeBron on age.
Best player you ever played with was who?
Larry Bird. I played with Kobe and Shaq. So those three guys are pretty hard to pick. But from longevity standpoint, probably Kobe.
LeBron.
Kobe's now, he's strung together a lot of years.
LeBron or Bird?
Yeah.
LeBron or Bird?
LeBron.
In their prime?
In their prime, Larry. Once again, Larry. I caught Larry not in his prime. I was his rookie, and his back was failing him in his 13th year. LeBron hasn't strung together 13 years yet. Hasn't won 3 championships. Hasn't won. He's won his MVPs though, and I just think LeBron will have a longer, healthier career than Larry.
How did Bird treat you as a rookie?
He was great to me. And I couldn't have asked for anything other than watching him work day to day. And he actually talked to me. He didn't talk to a whole lot of people, so I was really appreciative of that.
Did he make you go out drinking beer with him?
Nah, that's the only problem. I would bring him beer in the training room when he cut the tape off his feet and he would sit and contemplate the game. I'd go and get a couple beers from the cooler when we had beer in the locker room and bring it to him. But I didn't get to sit down and hang out and have beers.
Man, that's mean.
That was the unfortunate. I was just shocked they had beer in the locker room when I got to the pros.
They don't now, do they?
No, they don't. Nah. You might be able to find one on the plane here or there, but you pretty much have to bring your own.
Hey, it's great to talk to you again, as always, and have fun in the playoffs. Thank you, Rick.
You too, Dan.
All right, Rick Fox, NBA TV analyst tonight, Mavs Spurs on NBA TV.